episode of the Cheap Champ Podcast. I am your host, Malcolm Hall, where we talk all things cheap and value. And on this day, I have a good friend of mine. We go way back to a Khmer spot where they're selling wings for $5. You know, where you had to sit inside because there's gang members outside and say, hey, y'all come on in, man, because you don't want no problems out here. My guy, Wub Savell.
Yeah, thank you. In fact, I distinctly remember the time where the wings did not show up, and it was an entire
man, that was a problem.
Disaster.
Dude, we would get what?
People going for wings, expecting wings.
It was wings. Hey, if the wings, because if the wings weren't there, I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
Right.
I'm here for comedy, but I forgot.
Yeah.
Because you get what, $7? You get like what, 10 wings?
Yeah, it was good. I was shocked. Somebody's coming every time.
Hell of a deal, and that was off of Crenshaw. What, El Segundo?
Or Rosecrans.
Rosecrans.
Yeah.
Dangerous
Gardena Sports Bar.
Gardena Sports Bar.
Not too far from King Henry's strip club.
Oh, I've never been in there. I didn't know LA had strip clubs.
Well, Gardena's got one.
Probably dangerous. What's going on, man? Thank you for coming out, man.
Yeah, I was the only white guy in there, for sure.
Well, you're the only white guy on a lot of shows.
They might be the only white guy here. Oh, no, wait, there's two dudes back there.
Wub is one of my good friends, man. He's been doing comedy for a minute. You produce a show at the Fanatic Salon.
Yeah, I do a mic on Friday nights. It's pretty good. It's late night. It's basically like anything goes. So that gives it a little bit of edge.
I know anything goes because you're fucking dirty.
Yeah.
How did you get so dirty as a comic? Because you know when Wub comes up, you know, we're gonna make a left.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the first thing to come to mind.
Well, I say creative, not dirty. Creative. You're creative.
What a compliment. No one's ever said that in bed. Wow, you're so creative.
Well, I mean,
you came on my face so creatively.
Creative. I would be insulted. Like, your dick is creative. I don't want to hear that.
It's like my
I'm
signature.
Going home.
Yeah, I don't know. It just, they're the first things that come to my mind, and then I don't want to get rid of them. Everybody tells me you got to go clean, try and be successful, but I don't believe that shit.
Do you find it hard to work? Because you can't do clean?
I don't know if it's because I have to be clean. Though one time I asked one of the bookers of a club that will remain nameless at the time, but I went up to her directly and I asked her, I said, I just said, well, there's plenty booked by her. I went up to her and I was like, what do I gotta do just to get to the next level here in comedy? And she was like, Wub, I love your jokes. You're really funny, but they're too smart. And I was blown away because that day I told a joke where I said my girlfriend swallowed so much cum she shit a baby. And are you kidding me? Yeah, my jokes are fucking so smart.
You don't gotta be smart to figure that shit.
What the hell are you talking about? Were you even watching the set? I was blown away. I talked about my dick, and I talked about coming baby. I didn't know what to do.
So what's the opposite of smart comedy? So if I'm not doing smart comedy, what am I doing?
Well, I feel like I'm just a little bit. I'm a little slick in that I just get away with a little bit more than you would be able to get away with. And then people assume that makes it smart. It's not smart. It's just a trick. It's like, you don't go, oh, you're so fucking smart the way you did that card trick. Nobody says that. They just think you're good at card tricks.
Facts.
Right? So it should be the same thing with comedy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, because you got like smart comedy, I would say those are like your late night talk show hosts. Those are your writers. It's not smart comedy. It's just a type of comedy.
Yeah.
Just like you have your comics that write for movies. What is that?
Yeah,
what kind of comedy is comedy? What is that?
It's kind of silly because everybody generally, much like music, you usually like at least more than one type of music.
But it's funny.
You usually like more than one type of comedian.
But you know, comedy is always comedy. You don't get into the genre. You got stand-up comedy. You don't really get into the genres of comedy.
Even comedians individually, like they are, like their individual type of comedy is sort of in little genres, you know? Like you're on stage, you got a lot of energy, you're pacing back and forth, everybody, they can't stop looking at you, can't stop listening to you, you're always, hitting them the whole time up there. That's not me. I don't do that.
No.
I stand up there, look this way, tell joke, tell premise, tell the joke, get the laugh. You know.
Boom. But
That's very
works.
systematic. Yeah, and I like doing it, so it's hard to change.
But it's different comedy because, you know, when you're interviewing people, you got to be funny. You're expected to be funny. Like, if you're a funny comic, like when I watch Late Night, I expect those guys to be funny. It's not the same type of comedy as telling jokes.
No.
That's being a funny person.
Yeah, and they used to do a lot more of their acts actually in the interview, you know, than.
But nobody wants to see that now. They just want you to be you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Bill Burr podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta like him to listen.
Right. If you're not into him.
If you're not into him,
because it's
but
only
it's
him.
another form of comedy.
Well, I guess he's got some guests now, but he used to have no guests ever.
Oh, he has guests now. I haven't listened to him in a while.
Occasionally,
Yeah,
he'll have a guest.
He talks for a long time. I got shit to do. I gotta go to work.
Yeah, I would be able to do that.
How's it producing the show at Fanatic Salon? Could you produce
It's
the show
cool.
as this show we're producing right now? Nobody can. So, produce a show. Sometimes nobody comes. You spend all your money, and but it is what it is.
Yeah, mine's pretty decent because like it's really a mic, but most of the people who show up are people that I know as comics. So they're generally it's a pretty high caliber mic already. And then for some reason the venue shows up in like search engine optimization when people are looking for like random shows. So we'll get stragglers in there all the time who are just
random people looking for something to do on Friday night, they just find you.
Yeah, and sometimes it was a mistake.
See, I put myself on Eventbrite, and I feel like I'm getting fucked because I have to search. When I went this morning to look on Eventbrite for the show, couldn't find it. I had to scroll way, 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 way down there.
Yeah.
Now I type in the name, I can find it. But if you don't know who I am, what the show's called, how are you going to know that?
Yeah.
You're going to go to the first probably 6 shows you see.
Right.
So, how does anybody know? How does anybody know to find the fucking show?
Yeah.
And then, you post it on Instagram, tell everybody you know, everybody I text, oh, I'm busy. Shit like that.
Well, maybe if you got like huge tits and you do a TikTok where you're about to pull down your top and then the name of the show appears.
See,
boom, clicks.
I do that, I'm probably going to jail.
Well,
nobody will see me naked.
No, I'm saying you get a hot chick, not you.
Oh, good marketing.
You get a hot some broad with like I don't know. Go take it. Go get some intellectual property theft going. I don't know what you're doing. I mean, they do it anyway on TikTok, right? They steal comedians' bits and then put their tits in front of it. Why don't you steal their tits and put your bits in front of it?
That's a good idea.
Boom. See, I just solved comedy. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you, everybody.
Genius shit. That's why
they can't complain.
Because it's public.
What are they going to do? They're going to get some lawyer, give you a cease and desist letter. They're really sending those out to you.
Because a lot of people, they'll put like a shaking ass up and then they'll pop up on the video.
Yeah,
I'm like, well,
exactly.
You usually stay and listen to what they got to say.
Right.
I'm like, well, shit, I'm already here.